All right, so you're all right?
You know what? The crazy thing is our publicist from the crowd just pointed out is that this Sunday at Night of Champions, we are wrestling Finley and his midget son Hornswoggle.
Weird wrestle.
That's who we are wrestling.
Hobbits, if you will.
I gotta admit, let's just
troll.
I got a little worked up there.
You okay?
Yeah.
You felt it, man. You know.
I appreciate you guys putting you put the championship belt over my shoulder.
Now, when it comes on your shoulder, it kind of builds that character, huh? It kind of builds that ego. Self-esteem comes up, and you just start going off, right?
I think I just got carried away there for a second. There.
No,
I want to apologize to you.
I wouldn't say carried away.
I didn't scare your publicist and your drivers.
No, they're used to it. You know, they deal with wrestlers a lot.
Yeah,
And most importantly, I think Finley, he's watching. He knows that if he ever comes to Tom Green's house, he's going to be Tom Green's bitch.
Yeah,
exactly.
And his little leprechaun of a son, Hornswoggle, shows up. He's going to kick his little ass right out the door.
You hear Finley? You
Hornswoggle?
You hear that, Hornswoggle?
What you going to do?
Okay, so let's take a call on site here.
All right.
Because I had a feeling that I was going to start screaming it.
Okay, yeah. So
it happens.
Yeah, so I think maybe we should take a call on Skype because I'm going to start screaming again.
This guy with the English guy, right? He's been there for a while.
Yeah, he's been there for a while. I was about to start screaming at Hornswoggle.
We might have to do that later.
Yeah, okay.
Hey,
you're on the air with Morrison and The Miz. The Miz and Morrison.
Hi, guys. How you doing?
Better than you.
I'm sure.
Now, where are you in England now? Do you have a question for these guys?
I'm in Nottingham.
Nottingham.
You know what's in Nottingham?
We've been there.
The Latino Chino. You been into the Latino Chino? It's a great sushi place. It's like can't remember the hotel's name.
Okay, now we're talking about wrestling tonight. London, do you have a question about wrestling? About do anything on topic tonight? We have a topic here, a serious topic.
Very serious.
Yeah. I was just wondering how you both got into wrestling.
How we got in wrestling?
I started off on a show called The Real World. It was on MTV, and I basically created this character called The Miz.
Yeah.
And ever since I was a little kid, I always wanted to be a professional wrestler.
We've been kidding around on the show, and I've been screaming with your butts here, and it's but we really should. I wanted to ask about The Real World. Because obviously they have The Real World in London, right?
Probably. It's all over the place.
International. Wait, don't hang up on Mr. Martin yet. What was that like being on The Real World?
It was insane. I mean, I was 20 years old. I was from Parma, Ohio, being put in New York City with 7 strangers.
Yeah.
And basically said, live your life. Do whatever you want. Have fun.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
It was one of the most amazing experiences of my life. And it kind of catapulted me to where I went on the Real World Road Challenges, where I kind of started doing those shows.
I remember I watched those seasons of the show. I actually haven't really watched the Real World season ever in history. I think I only really watched 1 or 2 seasons of it ever. Because I moved to New York from Canada when I was 28 to work at MTV. But we didn't have MTV in Canada. So I think that might have been the what year was that?
It was season 10. It was probably like 2001 maybe.
Yeah, because that was the first time I'd ever seen The Real World. And I was glued to it.
Yeah, you know what's funny? It's like everyone has their season that they have watched, that they have loved. You know?
Yeah.
And so, I basically started the Miz character on there, started wrestling with UPW on independent leagues, and finally got on the $1 Million Tough Enough.
Yeah.
Didn't win, got 2nd place, but did well enough to get a contract, and now I've built my way to become the WWE Tag Team Champion.
Yeah, it's got to be fun. Now, you started on a television show too, right?
I was on. Actually, I also came from MTV. I was on Tough Enough season 3.
Tough Enough also. Yeah.
And it was the 3rd season of Tough Enough. One of the shows, someone gets cut every week, and at the end, there's 2 winners. And both people get a contract for WWE. And it's not like, here you go, you're on TV and you're the champ. It's like, congratulations, now move to Louisville.
Yeah.
So
Louisville.
Yeah.
Yes.
I actually just moved back here from Louisville, or Louisville, as you're supposed to say it in the Midwest. And I lived in Louisville for 4.5 years, and trained at OVW, which is now not under contract with WWE anymore, but it was at the time. It's kind of like minor baseball, You play in the minor leagues until you get called up to the majors, and eventually that's what happened for me.
Did you guys watch a lot of wrestling
Oh, are you kidding me?
Absolutely.
I used to love the Rockers, Demolition.
Yeah. Or backyard wrestling. Did you ever watch backyard wrestling?
You know,
is that dangerous?
Really.
When they jump off the houses and stuff?
Yeah.
Did you guys ever do that? Jump off the roof of a house, land on a folding table or something like that?
I never needed to.
Never did that.
I never needed to jump off a house.
I did plenty of stupid stuff when I was a kid, but it was not really for backyard wrestling. It was just like, like doing like dirt bike jumps, or like trying to skateboard down hills and things like that. I found ways to hurt myself.
I don't think people who don't follow wrestling, which is probably not many people anymore, realize
just
how.
Saying that because we're here.
No, like when did you start realizing you could do all the acrobatic stuff and the physical aspect of it? I mean.
It's like anything,
not to get all serious and stuff.
Yeah,
people on the internet, I'm curious.
Serious,
I can't.
Like, as far as wrestling goes, it's something that you train for and you develop a skill. And the thing about it that's really cool is you can be whatever kind of wrestler you want to be. And growing up, I was a huge fan of Jackie Chan and Jet Li. I loved kung fu movies. I actually wanted to be a kung fu movie star for a long time. So that plays a big part of my wrestling. Awesome. Like I do. I try to be really acrobatic and do the kind of stuff that when I was a kid watched and thought was cool. That and I loved wrestling, so I kind of combined those and became like who I am as a wrestler. And everybody's got not a similar story, but a similar theme. Growing up as a kid, you like certain things, and then you take a look at yourself and figure out what's realistically possible for you to do in the ring, and you do what you like, and that's why it's great.
Yeah, you guys be having a blast. I appreciate you coming. We're going to take more calls.
Let's prank someone.
We're going to make some prank calls, and we'll take some of your calls. You guys have some people we can prank after the break.
Absolutely.
Actually, yes.
Okay, we'll be back with Morrison and The Miz.
Did you really just show the
Miz and
numbers
Morrison?
on the
Yeah, well, I don't think it's too